Welcome in, everyone. I am the Crypto Bull God, and this is All in the Charts. If you appreciate the content, make sure to hit the thumbs up button, drop me a comment, and click that bell icon for all notifications to know when I go live each and every single weekday. I needed to change up the thumbnail prior to going live for the live stream, but didn't have enough time to do that. You see the opportunity or fear. I think that's what I was putting out there when the market was dropping, but that is not the case today. Welcome in, Black Oil. As always, good to see you guys. I hope you're having a fantastic day. So to kind of follow up on the idea I was sharing yesterday about push-ups, in tidbit of information about my workout once again today. So today, Wednesdays is always a big leg day for me, okay? You got squats, good mornings, either leg press or lunges, some leg curls, some leg extension. And in between, so I also like to work my obliques or abs in between different exercises. So what I did is in between all the compound movements, I averaged 6 pull-ups, and I did that through 20 sets. So today, I did 120 pull-ups. So the way I would challenge you is when you go into the gym, think of a body weight exercise like a push-up or a pull-up, right? So push-ups, maybe for you it's 5 or 6. But do 5 or 6 push-ups in between each of your major lifts. In between each of your major lifts. And while it's not a lot per set, it adds up. If you do 20 to 30 sets of that, you're talking about a lot of push-ups, a lot of pull-ups. So I don't know, give it a thought. Greg, appreciate the super chat, my friend. Greg is always here dropping the super chats, which are much, much appreciated. Kyle, welcome in. Rory, welcome in. It's nice to have a green day. Kind of as I shared yesterday, after having as much right as we were seeing in the market, I said I was sort of more than half expecting that more than likely we'd get to see some sort of a retracement up here. So we'll kind of talk about what we're seeing within the prices and what it all means, and I'll kind of share my thoughts with you. Juan, I just heard that song at the gym this morning by Linkin Park. Very well. That was a nice reference there. Greg, I am in the gym for a long time, my friend, around 2.5 hours. Now, the 2.5 hours on average, that is what most people don't do. I do a dynamic warm-up before I actually start engaging my muscle groups with heavy weights. And then I also static stretch always at the end of my workout. So you got cardio, static stretching, dynamic warm-up, and then actual weight training. So 2.5 hours. By the way, indeed, let's fucking go, oof. Casper went down 20%, but now up 3%. Yeah, it's been a little bit of a turd. I was speaking to that the other day. Todd, appreciate it, my man. Thank you for always coming in here, the super chats, just being so dedicated to the stream, and also being the enforcer since Kathleen has not been on the stream, so I have not seen her. So since she hasn't been on the screen, the usual enforcer. All right, guys. Enough of the jibba jabba. Greg, since you were busting my balls the other day, real quick before we get into the charts here, Bitcoin's looking sexy as wanted to let you know I did put in some work today for the topping signals video, and I will tell you what, that will be dropping this week. So took some work to get that together, but that shit's coming out soon. So make sure you click that bell icon for all notifications. All right, guys. Let's get into the 12-hour chart. Now, you know how much I love the 12-hour chart. We've studied the historical significance here. So I want you to keep in mind, while this level of volatility we're seeing in the market right now, I mean, look at some of these moves today. CASP has been down seemingly forever. It's having, a nearly 13% bounce. You're seeing meme coins again go off. I mean, I'm watching this WIF Pepe chart that I've spoken to. I'm expecting, this is still a bull flag, I'm expecting this to break to the upside, but look at these meme coins, everything's running here. But what we really need to do is remain level-headed and understand that there's going to be a lot of fluctuation in price on a daily basis or a 12-hour basis. And so what I want to accurately depict for you in today's update is what I see in the shorter term. But keep in mind, this is only my view for the shorter term. Longer term, I've signaled everything I've needed to signal to you in terms of what my view of the market is, and nothing has changed at all about that. So what I want to talk about is the shorter term. My hunch, and I'll kind of show you for key price areas here. My hunch is that Bitcoin is going to come back up to $70,000 and try to break that and have a little bit of a problem. And during that sort of run up and chopping in between the $60,000 and $70,000 range, I actually think it's a great thing, because I think you're going to see some of these altcoins begin to resume their strength. Okay, and then when Bitcoin really has that breakout above 70 and we're heading towards 80 plus, that's when you're going to see the momentum really start to kick up sector by sector, from the majors to the mid caps. XRP and XLM aren't playing one day, then the next day they're up 80%, and then getting into your smaller caps. And a lot of that capital is going to flood once Bitcoin initially tops up, wherever the hell it tops out at. So this, in my opinion, and again, the topping signals video will hit on this. I'm not here to tell you that the market is topping in May, June, or July, or August. The most critical thing that I am going to communicate to you is when I believe the market has topped. And that's what that topping signals video gets into. So for us as investors, if we've been patiently sitting on our hands and we were accumulating at all of those low levels, where I never give financial advice on this channel, but based on what I was sharing with you, I was telling you over and over again for the past, how long now, guys? Been doing this live stream for a year. We're going to be celebrating that next week. But, in terms of the live stream, I've always had live streams, though, whatever they were, the Bitcoin weekly close, the Bitcoin happy hour. So I've been telling you this since 2022, that there were just all these opportune times to accumulate altcoins, Bitcoin. And if you've been doing that, then you are so well positioned right now. You should be so well positioned. So it doesn't matter, guys. It just doesn't matter if Bitcoin sideways chops for a month before going up. It doesn't really matter at this point if it only takes a week or two. It does not matter. What does matter is you understand from a macro lens where the market is at in terms of cycles, probabilities that maybe we're getting to a euphoric top, and you really don't want to sit through 2 to 3 years of downside. So you might want to get out. So let's talk about just the shorter term time frames here. So one of the things that I drew on my chart here, and you really can do this on any chart, you can draw these ascending lines, and all the ascending lines do is, and you want touches here for price confluence. But let's get this bull flag off. CBG was right on the bull flag, but let's get that off. In fact, that was one of those ones where it hit the target perfectly at 64. But what the ascending lines do is it at least creates some level of price confluence, assessing the overall strength of the trend. Now, the more aggressive the ascending line is, increasing in value, the more bullish it is that we maintain that structure, right? So this is the more aggressive line, this one right here that we've touched twice. So that's really good to see. Now, if this line broke down, all it's saying is there's less strength within the price movement up. We're having a little bit of a deeper correction. So now we're focused on this line, and we see if this line holds. So that's all I'm doing there. And you can draw that on really any chart, any time frame. It's just to assess overall strength in the trend direction up. So right now, we're exhibiting what I would call a high degree of strength, because we have a touch here and a touch here and down here that have held. So very, very good to see. Now, on the 12-hour in particular, why am I focused on the 12-hour if you haven't been here for a while? Well, one, there's a lot of historical significance in the 12-hour. But two, one of the basic concepts that I give you guys, that I try to educate you on, is when you're able to go to a lower time frame, especially during a correction, and you're able to assess strength. And by the way, I see the engagement. Thank you so much, guys, for the higher level of engagement today. I really appreciate it, on the thumbs up. When you're on those lower time frames and you're assessing price action, and there are things that are beginning to turn in a bullish direction on the lower time frames, What happens is, so long as that bullish momentum can sustain itself on the lower time frames, it bleeds over into the higher time frames. And so another reason I love to look at this chart is because I'm so in tune with the 12-hour chart. So I can read this thing like the back of my hand. And once I truly start to see bullish momentum sustain itself on the 12-hour, it's going to give me a higher level of conviction on the higher time frames, like your daily, your 3-day, your weekly, your 2-week, and month. So the first thing I would note, I wouldn't keep it drawn on the chart, but the first thing I'm denoting is if we can close the 12-hour candlestick anywhere above this line right here at about 66,100, if we can get a close at like 66,200 today and above, that's a win for the bulls, because you have this descending line of resistance here on the 12-hour that has been rejected from since it started last Thursday. So for around a week, we've been rejected by this descending line. So getting a candle body close there above there is nothing to scoff at. That is a bullish momentum swing for the bulls. So if we close above here, it's not common, if it's still bullish, to come back here and touch this descending line, and it acts as support and moves up. Now, the other thing I like about this setup and why it might continue moving up is because not only do we like to springboard back off that once descending resistance and treat it as support and springboard up, look at what else is going on here. Despite what some people may think, this is a 50 simple moving average, the purple line, so you have more price confluence. And despite what some people apparently think, when you're below a moving average, it acts as resistance. When you're above it, it acts as support. So if we can break above here, what I'm saying is now we have two possible lines of support that we can create and continue bouncing up. So that's the first thing I would point out in the chart. Now, the second thing is just to point out some rather relatively straightforward areas of price confluence that are going to act as resistance. This one sticks out to me big time. This looks to be, now I like to keep it stupid simple on this channel, so I like to round numbers. So let's just keep it really simple and just say 68,500. Could it be 68,450? Sure, whatever floats your boat. I'm a fucking actuary. If you want to get that precise with price, it's ridiculous, all right? So 68,500. Now, another area of price confluence that sticks out to, oh, this is beautiful. Love this. Love this confluence right there. 71,000. Again, we're right at the 450, all right? So you guys who are, this is like nails on a chalkboard, I'll keep it right there, right? I won't round up. So 71,450, 68,500. Those are some major areas of resistance. So first off, for me to really feel convicted that we may see a trend reversal to the upside, and this correction will be very short-lived, I ultimately want to see a break. Now, a break, a candle body close above, but then the confirming candlestick is the preceding candlestick. So I need a candlestick to close above, and for the preceding candlestick body to remain above 71,450. Okay, choose 400 or 500, whatever floats your boat. Floats your boat is apparently the common saying for today's live stream. Has anyone noticed I've said floats your boat about 15 times? I'm even beginning to annoy myself. Apologies. Don't know what's going on. But 71,450. So I need to see a candle body close above there and then the preceding candlestick body to close above there for me to feel pretty convinced that the trend is going to continue higher. Now, the ultimate test is going to be up here at 74,000. It was 73,794, so we will make that 73. Oh, I cannot speak. 73,800. 800. So that's what I'm seeing in the short term. Now, price indicators. Obviously, there's a couple things here that should stick out to you if you've been following my content for some time and have been learning a few things. We have descending resistance in the RSI. I want to pop above here. So getting rejected here means a little bit more downside potential until we start to clear some of this descending resistance. Because keep in mind, the things that you examine and see and analyze on the price indicators, it really works the same way as it does with the price data. So if you see a falling wedge or you see a descending line of resistance or areas of support, you can draw the same things on the relative strength index as you could on the price chart. Again, when you've charted enough charts to chart and know, when you've charted enough charts to know, felt like I was saying the word chart too many times. When you're charting enough charts to know, and you've looked at price indicators, you see there are clear areas of confluence on relative strength index and also patterns that emerge that pan out. It really does work the same. The other thing I'll be watching for, obviously, is the cross on the MACD. I need this thing to cross up positive. It's just slightly below zero. I mean, if we zoom in on this, yeah, it looks like you can see it. If you zoom in on this, you can see that this is just below zero, and we want to see a positive cross up. Because historically, when we've had the positive crosses, we had a positive cross here and a big rise in price. We had a cross down here. We had a big rise in price. Right, so and this was the beginning of a trend reversal down here. So we want to see that positive cross in the MACD because, historically speaking, that is very bullish for price action. Taking a look at Caspa for all my Caspians, beyond it busting a nut today, the thing I would look for here to begin to instill some level of confidence that this is a true bounce and we're not just, having some form of a little bounce up. Not only do I want these price indicators to start to turn around, and we're looking at the daily. The stochastic RSI looks good because it's positive and it's above 20. Relative strength index has a lot of work to do. But this MACD, I'm really looking for this MACD to finally cross positive, But here's the other thing I'm looking at. How does this daily candlestick on Caspa close, okay? If we can get what's called a bullish engulfing candle on the daily, there's a higher likelihood this is going to lead to further upside in the short term. A bullish engulfing candle is when the green body of this candle eclipses the prior body red of that candlestick, right? So we had a down day here, and if this green the next day, which is today, if this green body is larger than this red body, it's a bullish engulfing candlestick, and generally what that means is a higher likelihood of a trend reversal to the upside. So all this downside consolidation that everyone's been so salty about, when Caspa's up at 30, 40, 50 cents, you'll be forgetting about that. But bullish engulfing candle would be great. The other thing on the daily, we got to keep this in mind, we're below these moving averages. So this is going to be a very difficult area of resistance to work through. I mean, a real positive sign for prices, if you get follow through tomorrow, even if it's not tomorrow, but it's within a day or two, by Friday, Saturday, where if you can close, I'm going to use the this line to just say we close right about there. So we'll make this an orange line. So if we can get a candle body close right around this area, which is engulfing this candlestick, I don't even care if we get a volatility candle here, but if we can build price structure here, now we have all this resistance with the moving averages. What you'd love to see is a bounce up above the moving averages, a retest of the moving averages, and then just continued upside. And I've been here, I will tell you this, guys. I've been here long enough to know that when you see a true trend reversal in a strong token like this, like kiss these prices goodbye. You're not going to see these again, okay? Depending where we have our blow off top, you may see these prices again, but it's not going to be for a long time. Meaning when this thing wants to move, it's going to move. I mean, just study the price history of this thing. Again, I spend a lot of time talking about Caspa because I'm passionate about the project. I've told you this, guys, endlessly. When Alex was on the live stream on Saturday, fundamentals and technicals, guys. Fundamentals and technicals. I've never read a white paper where it was so reminiscent of Bitcoin. Never. So, again, very, very high conviction level. My portfolio says so, and I believe we're going to soon see a massive upside turn in Caspa. Let me actually get to the comments, and I'll look at another chart too, but one of the things I wanted to consider doing, and I don't know if you've seen any technical analysts do this, I was thinking to myself, as the market begins to evolve, it's going to be increasingly important to be adaptive and view the market as it's changing and not be left behind. And so with that being said, Ethereum really is going to be sort of like Bitcoin, if it's not already, in terms of the level of volatility within the price, just based on the market cap. And, they're going to get an ETF eventually. But, it really made me think that it might be beneficial to set up a chart that actually combines the price action and market cap of Bitcoin and Ethereum. It basically is one chart. It's Bitcoin and Ethereum USD combined and the price performance on there. And then you strip those two out. Because if you think about it, at this point, if I want to evaluate the altcoin market, I'm going to be looking at total 3, not total 2. If I want to look at total 2, I might as well just look at Ethereum, because Ethereum, total 2 is the entire cryptocurrency market cap with Bitcoin stripped out. So if I'm looking at total 2, essentially what I'm doing is I'm really looking at an Ethereum chart, which is kind of skewing my view on the altcoin projects, right? Because think about it this way. Let me just back up for a moment for all those that didn't follow that. So Ethereum has a super large market cap, right? Especially relative to the majority of other altcoins. So if you plot it on a chart with all your other altcoins, what I mean by skewing is Ethereum represents such a large percentage of that chart that it sort of doesn't create the right view for us on how altcoins work. It skews our vision. And so what I think is more important, perhaps, is to look at Bitcoin and Ethereum separate. I'd love to put something together where I'm charting them together. But then also, if you really want to get a true look at your altcoin market, take a look at total 3 or others. Now, others, the distinction is we're taking out the top 10. So you're removing the highest market cap projects that, again, are somewhat going to distort or skew the view on altcoins. And now, if you look at others, it's the smaller plays. Okay. Let me get into the comments here, and then I think there's a couple other charts that I wanted to take a look at. Guys, thank you for everyone new tuning in. I hope you guys are excited about a lot of the green that we're seeing in the market currently. A lot of projects up today, some not so much, but most are. So we're having a really good day today and just kind of talking about a lot of the price action that we're seeing here. Look at these meme coins. This is pretty crazy. Massive ascending triangle / bull flag on Dog with Hat and Pepe that I'm watching pretty closely. Okay. Jorge, are you you're giving up, huh? Okay. Well, if you have something better to put it into, the chart certainly has not been the best. I've certainly spoken that much. Yeah, man. I told you, and I know you were just busting my balls the other day, but I told you I'm getting that Bitcoin topping video out. So, I might actually even be able to finish recording it today. So then it's just editing it and releasing it, and getting a catchy thumbnail. Interesting, Juan. I do get quite a few text messages that are scam. Click on this link for this or that. Guys, hopefully you know if you get a text message or an email or anything of that sort where it's asking you to click on a link, just delete it. Just delete it. Please delete it. Do not click on anything. What's up, Donkey? Rashid, always good to see you in the live stream, my friend. Thank you for popping in. Your routine Costco run. Nice, man. Do you have Instacart? I'm not sure if they have it where you're. I'm sure they do. They have it in the U.S., but I'm sure in other countries they probably have it as well. I don't know. I'm addicted to Instacart, so I don't even go to the grocery store really anymore. In fact, it almost is like nostalgia going to the grocery market. Sometimes my girl will stop at Publix when I'm up visiting her. And it's actually like it's been this neat experience for me. I go in the store and I'm like, I remember what this was like. This is so neat. But I don't really go to the grocery store anymore. I get the groceries delivered to me. Hey DT, good to see you in the house, man. Hope you're enjoying your cup of cafe. Apparently there's a bug in my room. My boat is floating wavy. All right, Ian. Float your boat. Yeah, I don't know why the hell I kept saying that. CBG is thinking about the yacht he's going to purchase with his cash profits. Well, I will say this. I never speak to. Wow, Bitcoin is busting a nut. That should have been the title of the thumbnail for today's live stream. Bitcoin busting a nut. You know what? Maybe I'll do that tomorrow. Guys, if I put a thumbnail in for tomorrow's video, if we have a really big green day, if I put Bitcoin busting a nut, can you guys retweet that for me? Can you repost it? Can you repost? Bitcoin busting a nut. Wow. Look at some of these moves. It just makes me want to get into an index fund. Oh my God, index funds are the best. I think I'll stick my money in a savings account. Ooh, I will earn 0.0004% interest. Where was I going, man? I completely derailed. I don't even know what we were talking about. Oh, yacht. Oh, I know what I was going to say. If Cass reaches top 10, I might be getting myself a yacht. That could happen. I won't rule that out of the realm of possibility. What's up, Kathleen? I was just talking about you, actually. Good to see you on the live stream. Yeah, to be honest, and I'm not saying I shouldn't be, Greg. I know I have a surface level understanding of the project, and I haven't done any deep diving. Why haven't I done any deep diving on Tau? It's not because I'm not interested to. It's like I only have time for so many things, right? So it's like I just haven't. But at some point, probably not until the bear market, I'll have to do some research on it. Chris, where's the other Chris at? He's always asking about XLM hitting $5,000 or 10,000. Is it $10,000, Chris? I forget your full name, but Chris Stellar V. Oh man, is this another Stella dude? Is another Stellar dude was sitting on the sidelines today? Do you see a Bitcoin pullback or hop in? I don't know, man. I'm not a day trader. I'm not. So if you're new to the channel, thank you for tuning in, and I definitely appreciate that. I think one thing that you should understand about my channel is I think I need to do a better job of conveying this maybe in the intro video. I'm here to help you make well-informed investment decisions using the chart as a thesis for that decision. I am not here. I do chart things and tell you what I see in the shorter and longer term during TA Q&A. But let me tell you what I'm not here for. I'm not here to tell you the market movements that are going to take place tomorrow or 30 minutes from now. I'm not going on a 30-minute time frame in day trading with you. I don't know what the hell the market is going to do tomorrow. It could be red, it could be green. But if you've been following me, you know I'm bullish as fuck. So it doesn't matter to me. I could give 2 fucks less what the market does tomorrow. As long as my bullish macro perspective is correct, I don't really care. So I don't know, Chris, but I do appreciate you tuning in. I love that my community gets along so well. I hope all of you will get along this well when the bear market hits. I didn't want to bring it up. But everybody's real lovey-dovey. Oh, hi. Oh, good to see you guys. Oh, my God. When Bitcoin's down 30% in a day, you motherfuckers are going to be at each other's neck. I know it. You guys are going to be... Shut up, Kathleen. I wasn't talking to you. Go to hell, Track. Let's enjoy this moment. This is a happy moment. Everybody in the community is having a good time. We're all talking, socializing. We're best friends. Please, let's be this way when there's a bear market. Just remember this. And that brings me back to the topping signals video and why it is so critical that you have a strategy in place to sell and profit from the market, which I plan to help you with. Greg, that video is coming out soon. All right, let me finish up the comments here. I just took a look at Matic the other week. I haven't taken a look at Cardano in a little bit. Really, DT? I did not know that you build yachts. Well, if Caspa exceeds my expectations, then maybe I'll buy a few yachts. All right. Thank you. Yes, I really do appreciate the engagement, guys. Red one has a... You know what? I know this is sort of like a TAQ. Let's end it with this. This is the last chart I think I'm going to pull up. And I want you to remember, if you have some charts you guys would like me to take a look at, I'm extremely happy to take a look at those things with you guys. But it's Tuesdays and Thursdays, right? So I'll be back tomorrow for TA Q&A. But this is sort of a TA question, but I want to take it because I think it's a really good one. So I really appreciate this question because the question is, which chart is strong? So this person is looking at both of these assets, right? AVAX and DOT. This is red one. And what he is saying, there's the Raging Bull indicator. And what he is saying is, I'm not necessarily interested in the fundamentals. I'm just trying to build a investment or trade strategy. Maybe you are going to look at fundamentals, but you want one sector, at least, of that decision to be based off of the technicals. And I really appreciate that. So I am going to give you my honest assessment of the charts and tell you which chart I think is strongest. Which is what you're asking, DOT or AVAX. We're going to pit them against one another. You know what? You just gave me an idea for the live stream. We could have matchups, chart versus chart, Caspa versus Tau. Champion takes all. No, but I could actually have... That's an interesting thought. Wow, I really like that thought. Maybe I could... Whoa, the ideas are just flowing right now. Maybe at some point I could create a contest where people enter the ring. It's like a people throw in the chart that they think is the strongest, and that's them. And it's like a tournament. And I go through and I assess all the charts, and ultimately there's a winner. Woo! I like that idea. This shit's just coming to me right now. All right. But I like that idea. I think I'm going to roll with that idea. Let's see, you guys, this is a great community here. This is a great community. It gives me plenty of ideas. But on a serious note here, thank you, Red One. I do appreciate the positive. I really do. I appreciate you guys sharing what you do. It does mean a lot to me. Now, I'm not going to worry about charting each chart here. I'm going to talk about the general market structure and which chart looks the strongest to me, right? I could update these charts, but we're not going to do that right now. Let's take a look at AVAX first. So AVAX to me clearly topped out way back here, November 21. It topped out at a high of 150. Right now we're sitting at 56. So we still have, 200% move to the upside to get to all-time highs, right? The other thing I would denote is we have hit and cleared the 0.618 fib retrace. Whoa. The 0.61 fib retracement level. That level is at approximately $50. So we're above that. So the chart is certainly expressing a lot of strength. I want to the upside here. Loving the technicals. RSI, this is a 2-week at 75. MACD looks bullish. Stochastic RSI looks great. Love this nice rounding bottom here. This chart looks beautiful. This thing looks like it wants to crush all-time highs. Dot's a little behind the time here. This does look like similar sort of a correction that Bitcoin had, some sort of an expanded flat correction here, an ABC corrective wave. Really, and I bet you if I look at the relative strength index, it'll confirm this. Yeah, this is corrective in nature. Yeah. So this looks corrective in nature to me. Now, a lot of people, if you measure the fib retracement, they'll take it from here to here. But in this case, because to me it looks like an irregular type of correction, I personally would take it from the impulsive top. And maybe I'm incorrect in making that assertion, but I like that idea because the whole reason that this price went above our impulsive top was fakes people out. And it's part of a corrective structure. So here, to get to the 0.618 fib retracement level, we have to get all the way up at $18. Here's my assessment of these charts. This is on the weekly. Things are turning around looking good. Look, this thing has a 5x multiple just to get to its all-time high. I want to tell you a couple quick things between these two charts. First off, if I were assessing both charts and you asked me the question, which chart do you like more and which is more appealing to you, I would say AVAX. It's made significant amount of more progress and is much closer to its all-time high. We're still way down here. We haven't gotten to the 0.618 fib retracement level. A couple ways to look at this. In my opinion, the safer play from a TA perspective is AVAX. The one with the greatest potential price appreciation may be DOT, only because even if you believe it double tops or gets somewhere up here, at least you're getting a 5x out of that, right? Whereas if you multiply this thing by 5, you're taking it well above its prior all-time high, and you don't know how high it's going to go. Now, there's another thing I want to convey to you. There's no reason this can't create a lower high. There's no reason that we can't do something like this and it massively underperforms and only goes up to 30 bucks. Okay, I don't know the answer to that because not every altcoin is going to hit new all-time highs. So what I would say to you is strongest chart, the one I feel more confident in, is AVAX. The one with more risk but more potential upside, maybe DOT. So that's the way I would look at it. All right, guys, tomorrow, all about you. Come here with your TA questions. If there's any significant Bitcoin updates, altcoin updates, I'll provide it very quickly at the beginning, at the top of the video. But tomorrow is all about you guys, so bring your TA questions, guys. Look at this price action. Enjoy this moment. You know, small wins, small wins. It's good to celebrate those small wins in life. And your portfolio, if you stick around and remain patient, should go up, depending how you're allocated, tremendously within the next couple months. But take a moment to really look at your portfolio and assess that progress you've even made in the past year, year and a half. I'm sure it is a lot. So take a moment to just enjoy this. And until tomorrow, let's all spread awareness. And let's carry the education forward. Take care, guys.